call to order the meeting of the Board of Commissioners. And as is customary, we'll start with a moment of silence. Thank you. Please stand for the pledge to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So I see no public is here. There'll be no public comment, I'm assuming. So we'll go to the approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes as prepared and circulated. Any comment, question, addition, or deletion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved. Now we'll go on to the treasurer's report. Mrs. Newman.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
We had receipts on 7/2 and 7/3 of $172,521.38. That brought us to a total cash of $2,111,405.38. Our expenditures this week were $1,161,865.95. The tax claim is $14,638.44. So that leaves a balance of $934,900.99.
Make a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
Second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comment or question? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, so ordered. Thank you, Sally. Happy 4th.
Good morning.
Michelle Peters, Director of Human Resources. Leanne Shank, Human Resources Assistant. Under Personnel Transactions, Kathleen Kirby, Administrative Assistant, Commissioner's Office, Retirement, effective September 5th. Catherine Clarence, Administrative Specialist, resignation, effective August 2nd. Angel Guzman Abreu, Full-Time Correctional Officer, resignation, effective July 6th. Helen Moring, Full-Time Deputy Sheriff, resignation, effective June 26th.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept those resignations, and one with special regret is Kathy Kirby is, of course, Administrative Secretary here, and will be sorely missed. Always very professional in every turn, and very willing to take last-minute requests with a smile. So we appreciate all that she's done for over 40 years that spans her service to our county. So thank you, Kathy.
You know, I just had a little conversation with Kathy. I said after the grueling primary election I just went through, and now she's quitting.
Well, and I know we'll get a longer time to honor Kathy in September when the actual date is upon us, but Kathy, thank you for all you do for us. You make us look good.
Try. Okay, you have a motion and a second. Any further comment? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so ordered.
Under FMLA leaves of absence, Renee Newsurfer from NHDEI, 9 weeks of FMLA returning July 1st. Nicholas Moran from Area Agency on Aging, 8 weeks leave of absence effective May 15th, returning July 12th. Louise Matthews, MDJ Dissinger's office, up to 12 weeks of FMLA effective June 27th, expiring on December 27th.
Make a motion to approve the leaves of absence as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept that leaves of absence. Any comment or question? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Moving on to other transactions, President Judge Tillwalk would like to hire Glory Brown as a law clerk for Judge Charles at the rate of $1,385.59 biweekly, effective August 5th. President Judge Tillwalk would like to hire Sarah Soto as as administrative assistant to court administration at the rate of $1,048.95 biweekly effective July 8th. President Judge Stoloff would like to hire Yvette Olmeda Diaz as a DJ clerk / interpreter at the rate of $785.46 biweekly, with $57.69 biweekly interpreter pay effective July 22nd. The prison would like to hire Joseph Wheeler as the captain at the rate of $1,923.07 biweekly effective July 15th. The prison would like to hire Scott Richmond as training director at the rate of $1,557.36 biweekly effective July 15th. And NHIDEI would like to hire Mary Jane Shutt as an accountant 3 at the rate of $1,500.92 biweekly effective July 22nd.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept those transactions. Any comment or question? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so ordered.
Moving on to salary board, motion to approve all transactions previously read plus the following. Mitchell Dowdy, incremental increase, full-time correctional officer at the prison, at the rate of $16.44 per hour effective July 28th. John Flint III, full-time correctional officer at the prison, incremental increase of $16.44 effective July 28th. Austin Smith, full-time correctional officer at the prison, incremental increase to the rate of $16.44 per hour effective July 28th. And Mary Diaz Hagan, full-time correctional officer at the prison, incremental increase to the rate of $16.44 effective July 28th.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve those incremental increases. And any comment or question regarding the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
The mandated conference seminars, Megan McCone from Children and Youth would like to attend the Casey Life Skills Assessment Training in Mechanicsburg, July 17th, mileage reimbursement, 3 credits mandated by DHS. Catherine Campfield and Jessica Heverling from Children and Youth would like to attend the following 2 trainings. Introduction to Engagement in Mechanicsburg, July 10th, mileage meals tolls reimbursement, 6 credits mandated by DHS. And Safety Assessment Training in Mechanicsburg, July 22nd and 23rd, mileage meals tolls reimbursement, 12 credits mandated by DHS. Tabitha Belzak, Lindsay Nye, Ryan Hartranft, Catherine Canfield, and Jessica Haverly from Children and Youth would like to attend the following 6 trainings, all mandated by DHS. The CPS and GPS training in Mechanicsburg, July 17th, mileage meals and tools reimbursement, 6 credits. Risk assessment training in Mechanicsburg, August 1st, mileage meals and tolls reimbursement, also 6 credits. Permanency and concurrent planning in Mechanicsburg, August 7th and 8th, mileage, meals, and tolls reimbursement, 12 credits. Introduction to Dependency Court Practice, Mechanicsburg, August 20th and 21st, mileage, meals, and tolls reimbursement, 12 credits. Family Services Planning in Mechanicsburg, September 9th and 10th, mileage, meals, and tolls reimbursement, 12 credits. And Achieving Permanency in Mechanicsburg, September 11th, mileage, meals, and tolls reimbursement, 6 credits. Elizabeth Getch from Children and Youth would like to attend the Collaborative Practices for Foster Care Students and Facilities in Conrad Weiser, September 12th, mileage reimbursement, 4 credits mandated by DHS. Crystal Liebman and Daniel Wright from the DA's Office Detective Bureau would like to attend the PADUI Annual Meeting and Conference in Pittsburgh, October 23rd through the 25th. $350 total registration fee with lodging, meals, parking, and tolls reimbursement mandated by the PADUI Court. Gary Verna Jr. from DES would like to attend the G235 Emergency Planning in Harrisburg, July 23rd and 24th. 16 credits mandated by PEMA, no other reimbursements. Carl Wensler from DES would like to attend the G205 Recovery from Disaster, the local government rule in Steelton, July 16th through the 19th. No reimbursements mandated by PEMA. Susan Douglas from Drug and Alcohol would like to attend the DDAP Technical Assistance Training in Harrisburg, August 1st. $35 total registration fee, mileage reimbursement mandated by DDAP. Christine Mundus and Kathy Melville from Probation Services would like to attend the Microsoft Excel Basics Training in Harrisburg, August 12th. $158 total registration fee, meals reimbursement, 6 credits mandated by PPP. And Sally Berry and Susan Christner from Probation Services would like to attend the Chiefs Council General Membership Meeting in State College September 19th and 20th. Lodging and meals reimbursement for credits mandated by JCJC.
I make a motion that we approve the mandated credits as read.
Second.
Mandated conferences, sorry.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve those mandated conferences. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Under requested, Dominic Merguito, Marie Prebish, and Christine Harris from Area Agency on Aging would like to attend the Cultural Diversity Conference in Lebanon, August 7th, $165 total registration fee with mileage reimbursement.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve that Area Agency on Aging Conference. Any comment? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
And Jay Nelson from ITS would like to attend the annual user conference in Harrisburg, July 23rd, mileage reimbursement.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve that ITS request. Any comment or question? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so ordered.
And Cassie Felty from MHODEI would like to attend the Functional Assessment Service Team training in Norristown, July 19th with mileage reimbursement.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve that MHIDEI request. Any comment or question? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved. Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Introduce yourselves and then you may proceed.
Yeah, I'm Dan Boast, Lebanon County Recorder of Deeds. Scott Core, County Director, Lebanon County Veterans Affairs, I'm sorry. So effectively, why we're here is a constituent brought to our attention that there was a box store that wouldn't approve a veteran discount for him. They were looking for him to have some sort of ID card. So once I started to dig through this, I found that it was kind of a common problem. So much that other counties surrounding us have implemented this program. So once we figured out that this was the avenue that we wanted to go down, I got Scott involved, and for those, just a little bit of background, Scott used to work in the recorder's office, so he does have some insight on what the program is and how to implement it. The proposal is basically for a veteran's ID card, which I gave you guys so you can check it out. The one request that I did get from the treasurer's office is maybe to have on there if they are 100% disabled, because that would help them then with the fishing licenses and the
Hunting licenses.
Hunting license.
But they still have to get that paperwork from Scott
Okay.
before we can issue those, I think.
So we're in the process now of, so what we did was we had the company Card Data Systems come in and give us like a presentation, and effectively, when we saw what it did, we think that this is the best avenue forward. Now, I wasn't really intricately involved in our budget for last year because I was appointed, so I'm here to ask the commissioners to implement this because it's just a make sense thing, and for the veterans of Lebanon County. And I think that's fine.
I only found out about the program in July. I was unaware of it. I don't know if Rob had known about it. We never talked about it. When I found out about it, I actually approached the Recorder of Deeds about it, and with everything going on down there at that time, it kind of just was like, we don't really have the manpower to do it, and it was kind of dropped.
And then that's why it's important now because Scott is leaving in and out of the offices regardless because he's checking certain things to verify. So having it there and having Scott being able to help us implement it really won't take a lot of manpower out of our office. That's the
Three things. One thing that went unmentioned, I think, is if there's a question as to why is the recorder of deeds involved with this. The DD 214s, which is the discharge document from the military, are recorded and maintained in the recorder of deeds office. So
Yeah,
that's,
so any
that's
veteran
the
can come in
involvement.
with their DD 214 and have it recorded. Most of the veterans in Lebanon County, we've probably already encouraged to do that.
Yes.
But, you know, if they don't have their DD 214 recorded, we're going to encourage them to bring that as well. And we also want to let everyone know that it's not implemented yet. And we will do some sort of release once it is fully implemented. So you can't come in tomorrow and hope for a night.
Just to follow up on what Scott said, referring to, last July and so on, if everyone recalls, there was a vacancy in the office downstairs, so it was without a recorder of deeds, I think, for parts of last year. You mentioned about the 100% disabled, so only if someone's 100%, you'll look into seeing if you can put it on there. It won't be a percentage less than that, it's just the 100% is what's
Only
important.
100%.
I would like to talk to you a little bit about that,
Yeah.
Sally, too, because
Yeah.
there's some other situations, because sometimes, and I had a veteran yesterday who is only temporarily 100%. I mean, these things could change.
Okay.
So you'll have to-
situation.
you'll have to work
So
through
I don't
that.
know if we
Okay.
want to put that on the card.
Yeah, and as far as the treasurer's office, sometimes they could be 60 or 70% and get a reduced fee license instead of a free one. So there's a lot of different,
Okay.
situations that could come up.
And they have to come to me anyway for the letter, so it
Yeah.
might be best to still leave it the way
Yeah, I
it is.
think so too. I didn't realize the girls must have told Ben that. I didn't know that was coming, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I don't think we should do that.
And then the last thing, you just had mentioned about the budget, so one of the main reasons you're here is that you don't have the funds in the 2019 budget in your department, and so this is a significant overage for your department.
Exactly.
You don't have a big budget anymore.
Yeah. And,
I just wanted to clarify that, but those are all my
Yeah,
questions.
yeah, and then that's, the reason that I'm here is because I think it's not really although the computer will be in my office, it's not really a recorder of deeds kind of function. So, that's why I'm here to kind of ask if the commissioners, can pay for it based on the fact that it's a county-wide thing. It's not really a recorder of deeds.
It's really a Veteran Affairs expense, isn't it? Sure, we can look at it that way.
Yeah, benefits, so.
Okay, then let's ask, do you have it in your budget?
Absolutely not. So,
This is why we're here.
I just made a logical shift there, thinking we'd get the right answer.
But in my research, in all the other counties that do have it, and there's only 4 counties, and with us being one of them, that do not have this program implemented, it is through the Recorder of Deeds office.
It is, that is
So-
true. And I'm not gonna tell a veteran, hop in your car and drive to Lancaster, but, this is.
But unfortunately, that's what I have been doing. If they want the veterans ID cards, they have to either go to Dolphin, Lancaster, or Berks to get the
We
ID
don't wanna
card.
do that.
But then you still have the issues with the one store that Dan had mentioned. I had one from Bucks County, and the store would not honor it because it didn't say Lebanon County Veterans.
For the most part, it seems to me that a verbal is honored, a veteran.
In most cases, that's correct.
But again, obviously you're here because there are those cases where, whether it's a corporate rule for that particular retail establishment or whatever, they have to provide an ID.
Yeah, and just for the record, I did go to the store and I talked to the manager, but he's an employee. I mean, he can't change their policy.
Could you clarify for me, is this all veterans, like National Guard and?
This would just be
active
for
duty?
active veterans who served at least 90 days of active duty.
90 days, okay, and in all branches, but
Yes.
that includes then the National Guard if they've been.
If they were activated by the federal government, correct?
Okay, very good. I know that's always a question I hear.
Yes, yes.
And I thought we should be clear on that from the beginning. And I appreciate and also commend you both for working together to work on this program to bring it to us because for one reason or another, it didn't come before us before that I'm aware of. And this is an honor and a privilege to be able to facilitate this. I see it'll cost us between $4,000 and $5,000 to implement. But I think our veterans deserve that, and I'd be honored to make a motion to move this forward.
I'll second the motion, but I think we need to address, and it's not a massive amount of money, but where would we?
Well, I mean, I would authorize the, not me, I'm saying for you guys. The part of the motion would be to authorize the additional expenditure in the recorder of deeds office. You know, you can either take that office over budget or when, at the end of the year, when everything washes out, it could have been zero. Yeah,
I'm sure we'll find it somewhere.
I don't know.
Sally just had a,
We haven't used it lately. Anybody hasn't requested anything, but possibly could it come out of our improvement money that the county has?
If you would allow us to do that from your departments, that's collected.
No, it's the money that the county receives from the recorder's
yeah,
office.
except the difference is the recorder of deeds has their own record improvement fund. So,
Yeah. Okay, but the county has one too.
yes, but I think the law recognized the recorder of deeds having their own, and so if you use the counties for a recorder of deeds record improvement expenditure, you should be using your own.
That is true.
Well, we can sort all that out.
But
Yeah.
it's a good idea.
Good point, thank you. And this is just to prove that we will go forward with this. It's not to say we're ready for it, as you mentioned, don't show up.
Exactly, yeah.
But this is to prove the money to make the process start today, to get us with the program.
And we plan on doing an adequate job of rolling it out.
I'm sorry, do you have an approximate time frame to purchase and implement this program? 30 days, 90 days?
I would say 60.
60 days? Okay.
Okay. We have a motion and a second on the floor. Any other comment? Scott?
Yes, so the money this year was taken care of. What about in following years? Is this gonna come out of my
You have to
budget?
put it in the
Or, and then it's just a matter of who, I mean, I don't care, I just need to know. Or
Maintenance.
is that something we need to talk about?
For cards and maintenance and
Yeah,
stuff.
it
Okay.
shouldn't be,
Probably.
you know, as significant as this.
Yeah, okay,
We'll probably work in the years.
okay.
Good question.
Does the VA issue these cards?
They have the VA, the medical cards if you get enrolled there, but stores won't honor them because spouses can also get a VA medical card, and obviously they're not veterans, so.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved. You have your program, and thank you for bringing it to our attention, and we're happy to be part of it.
All right, very much appreciate it.
Especially on the 4th of July. Just don't have our Nike sneakers.
And the lids of the crate.
I'm the county controller, secretary of the retirement. As I passed out Monday, we had gotten a request from Kessler, Topaz, Metzler, check the legal firm that monitors a retirement fund investment portfolio for possible opportunities to recover losses due to company wrongdoing or class actions. They had brought to our attention that holding through CS McKee and Amerisource Bergen, 3,500 shares, approximate market value, I think with the market going up, is probably closer to 300,000. They believe that due to the, you saw that it's an attached history, that they're in potential breach of their fiduciary duties because several states, they have made settlements in quite a few states relating to the opioid crisis and the fact that they have bought companies that have been under DEA sanctions and stuff. And they want to file it's called a 220 action in the state of Delaware, which is basically a higher level right to know request on our behalf to look into, see if actually they are guilty of malfeasance in their fiduciary duties. No cost to us through any of the process at any point in time. And we're not the only county they're asking other counties to do the same thing that they've discovered that have significant holdings. I've talked to CS McKee, Jeff's on board with the request, and I talked to my to get Stiefel and their understanding of the request to the problem with it.
So did this come through your controllers association?
No,
Okay, how did?
this is through, we have Kessler, Topaz, Metzler, and Chet. There, we had, years ago, we made an agreement that to monitor our portfolio for things like
So
this.
this is one of the things they're bringing.
It's one of the things they're bringing to our attention to try to protect our investment at this point from a different.
Well, this is
Percent, I'm
huge.
sorry, what percent are they involved in?
What's
In
that?
terms of recovery, is there a percentage or how's that?
What, from Kessler, you mean? It's nothing to us, that would be like, sort of like a class action suit or any kind of settlement that
I
we
see.
get. The court would say XYZ company is gonna pay 50 million in fines. There's a fee associated to legal costs, but it does not affect any recovery that we would have at this point.
This Amerisource Bergen is, this is huge because they're one of the big three
Yes.
pharmaceuticals issuing the codone. There are other states that are issuing 50 pills per person in their population. It's
Yes.
numerous states. This is really big.
And basically, this is just to protect our interest at this
Yes.
point. Just, I recommend that we move forward and just allow them to.
So you need a motion?
Sal?
I'll make a motion to move ahead with it.
I'll second
It's been moved and seconded that we move forward on this complaint filing and as presented by Mr. Metley. And any other comment or question? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Thank you, I'll let them know. And just as a side note, as of Monday, we finished the retirement fund. I know we'll get this next month when Stiefel comes in, but we finished just short of 129 million, which is, it was 128 million, 881, which is a new record for our,
Sweet.
so, as long as the market keeps going.
Yeah.
Yes?
Okay.
You are.
Right, that's good.
Morning, Robert.
Good morning.
Would you like to introduce yourself and then you may proceed.
Certainly. Bob Dowd, I'm the Director of the Department of Emergency Services. I'm here this morning to ask the county to enter into an agreement with York County to govern a regional 911 system out building. This agreement was actually brought up in the beginning of the year and approved by Lebanon County. However, there were significant changes since then. Both counties are re-signing. The changes include addressing equipment ownership, which is not on the original agreement, and breaking down some of the things that would come into play if the agreement ever dissolves, how the equipment will be handled, how costs will be distributed. Other than that, it remains unchanged for the litigation.
You want to just briefly tell us again what this agreement covers, what component of your operation this is?
This is the 911 phones themselves, the actual piece of equipment that handles incoming phone calls. It's a shared system between York and Lebanon County where we build redundancy by putting servers in Lebanon, servers in York. The servers are constantly talking to each other, so there's no single point of failure. If our service goes down, all of our 911 phones just talk to the York servers.
Calls are still answered at the same place and so on,
Yes.
it's just a routing.
Correct. So the actual telecommunicator, the end user, the system, they don't see much difference. It's still going to be Lebanon County phones, ringing Lebanon County phones. It's the back end infrastructure using some of providing some redundancy.
I see it's a 5-year contract.
Yes.
How many times have we renewed this so far?
This is the first time we're entering into it. Currently, we have our system just in Lebanon.
Okay, I thought we had some things that were shared previously.
This is the first thing.
So we talked about it, but this
Yes.
is the actual first contract.
The savings on this?
By doing this,
We got the grant.
yeah, this is the grant funding that we applied for and received at the beginning of the year. The savings for Lebanon County are the annual maintenance cost is absorbed by the state at this point. They pay us for the next 5 years. received a hardware refresh out of this as well, so there's significant savings for that.
And the total amount of the grant,
It was just about $1.7 million.
It's big.
It is big.
Well, we appreciate your initiative. These kind of things are promoted by, regionalization backup and all those kind of things are all good for protecting our citizenry. So thank you for all that work that went into accomplishing that.
In addition to that, we're the fiduciary county, so the money passes through and pay the bills and so on, but Bob told me that York County benefited from that. And our diligence, I guess you'd say, because their phone bill has gone down significantly. With something you just, or will,
Yep.
with something that internally here they discovered that was on York's, or the way they were structuring their
Yeah, we've-
lines.
And Lebanon County will benefit as well, by taking the phone lines and getting rid of both counties' long-distance carriers and moving it to something that doesn't charge us nearly as much between the two counties.
So this is like an high-key operation.
Yes, yeah, the system's up to date.
I'll make a motion that we agree to the contract that's presented.
And I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve Mr. Dowd's request. Again, we appreciate very much the professionalism and working with other counties is really a great thing with the technology now that we have. So
And we are hoping to see this system.
So other counties can join in.
Yeah, this agreement is written in such a way that it makes it easy for the counties to. That's the goal.
Does it make more paperwork for you as we go as the administrator?
Not significant.
any other comment or question? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so ordered. Robert, thank you. Thank you.
Have a good holiday.
I've got two, you as well. You can get two wet signatures.
Okay.
I'll have York as a sign.
No problem.
Thanks.
Okay, so we're a little ahead of schedule. I did email Troy Williams, see if we can get that stepped up, but I'm not sure if he was able to step way early or not. So I've got a number of things I can go through and see where that takes us.
Have a great day.
So we should.
Okay, the first item I have is you received a letter, or you were copied on the letter, it was addressed to you and to me, from Tim Sheffy of Riley Wolfson Attorneys. And Tim informs you that he is stepping down from his role as chair of the Agricultural Land Preservation Board. As you know, he's been doing that for 26 years.
Since inception.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job, as you know, all the pluses of the program. And on top of that, they would do much of the legal work for the transactions when they took place, whether it be a donation or a paid transaction, and at typically no cost to the conservation district to do that. So that was significant over the years. I don't know if anybody's ever put a dollar value on that, but he really did a big favor to the program by doing that. So those are my comments, but he's asked for you to accept his resignation.
I'll make a motion to accept Tim's resignation, and also with great thanks and appreciation for all that he's done and the time that he served in that position and led us well.
And I'll second it and echo the same comments. Tim's taken that very seriously over the years and done a great job.
And I guess did you mention that he was chairman? Was he chairman all those years? I believe. I think that's the impression I got from his letter. Maybe that would be a worthy certificate for the pro bono work, on behalf of all of us. So maybe that'd be a certificate.
Or a proclamation.
Or, yeah. Depends on, yes, but thank you. It's a job well done over a long period of time, quarter century of work there. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Following up on that, also in Tim's letter, because of the aforementioned work that their firm has done and their commitment to the program, Paul Bamensreiter, who's also a partner in that firm, is willing to serve on the Land Preservation Board in Tim's vacancy, and Tim's recommending your approval of that. So if you're desirous of that, then motion to fill the remainder of Tim's term on the board, Paul Bamensreiter.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we allow Attorney Bamensreiter to take the place of Tim Sheffy on the board. And any other comment or question? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those same sign, so moved.
Okay. I have exemption requests for disabled veterans from property tax, real estate tax. Margaret F. Baynard of Lincoln, South Lincoln Avenue, Lebanon. Preston L. Dorcas of 22nd Street, Lebanon. Patricia Copeland, Greenbrier Drive, Myerstown. And Robert Bonepane of Springhouse Drive, Myerstown.
I move to approve real estate tax exemption for these 100% disabled veterans.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve for the exempt property tax exemptions for the veterans or their heirs. I guess the spouses are also surviving spouses. So, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
All right, I have a grant award notification for your acceptance from the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency. This is a grant in the amount of $14,276 for July 1 through June of 19 through June 30 of 2020. And this is for updated equipment for probation officers.
Make a motion to accept the grant.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to accept that grant. Question or comment? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay, and I have a few items from the Community Action Partnership. The first is that Phyllis Poultry is requesting to be able to utilize up to $7,000 of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, Act 137, for repairs to 2 of the roofs at the Bridge House, which is one of the facilities that she maintains for temporary housing.
And I'll make a motion to approve the requested amount for the bridge house repairs from the Act 137 funds.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I guess the request is made to Betsy.
Yeah,
Uh,
that they pass through Betsy, they administer the
Our
funds.
assumption is that Betsy's okay with it, and
Yeah.
it shouldn't come directly to us. Okay, I was making a few assumptions. So we're approving $7,000 from our Affordable Housing Trust Fund for that roof repair or replacement. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Right, also have contracts for medical assistance transportation plan in the Community Action Partnership. First are with Wellspan Philhaven Behavioral Health Care Services. And the second is with Jesus Diaz Jr. Also for First Aid and Safety Patrol and for Central Medical Ambulance, all of those to provide medical assistance transportation program services.
Seek a motion.
Make a motion to approve those medical transportation contracts.
And I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve those contracts for the CAP program. Any comment or question? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Troy must have gotten my email.
Actually, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't, you're just early, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're all set for him.
Okay.
Come on up.
That's right.
I emailed you saying we were running ahead, if you
Oh,
could be 10
okay.
minutes early, which
All
is
right.
exactly what you did.
It's just his
My
natural
name.
efficiency.
There you go. Well, good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Troy.
Uh,
So it's hard to believe that another year has gone by. And so we just closed fiscal year 2018, 2019 as far as the state food purchase program goes. And I'll just provide just a handful of numbers. The funds that we received was roughly $169,000 for the 18-19 year. We provided 1,720 emergency food vouchers through our food bank at LCCM, which was a 6% increase from the previous year. We also served just over 47,000 free meals, which was about a 25% increase from the previous year. We worked with many other groups again as far as making sure that the meals, the food was provided throughout the entire county. So churches in Schaeferstown, Unionstown, and Palmyra provided a free lunch program, and also the Salvation Army provided a free lunch program in the evenings. So it was a free dinner program once a week at the Salvation Army. We continue to work with Care and Cover, providing some funds to them so they can purchase food to alleviate some of their other overhead costs, so that way they can provide the food to the folks there in the Palmyra neighborhood. Altogether, we had over 18,000 volunteer hours for our new meal program, and as a ministry as a whole, we had over 44,000 volunteer hours for the year. So that was the 18-19 summary. For the 2019-2020, which I believe you have the distribution plan in front of you. Nothing's really changing. We're going to continue working with the same groups, the same churches, and continue working with Care and Cover. The only thing that changes is we got a 1% increase in funding this year, which was $170,000 is what we're getting. The state itself allocated over $17 million for the state food purchase program statewide.
There is one other change.
Okay.
Isn't that you?
Well, yeah, but that's not part of the state food purchase program.
It is, it's big to us.
It is a big change that's coming, yes.
Yes, well, congratulations on your new assignment.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're ready for a motion to?
I have a quick question. You said a 25% increase in the new meal.
Yeah.
Is that attributable to the expansion in the eastern part that you
It's
mentioned?
more attributable to the expansion that we've done with the new meal program rather than seeing an increase in need. We also had our construction that was going on in that 2017 year. And so, there were a lot of meals that weren't held. So when I say 25% increase, thanks for helping me clarify that. It's not necessarily an increased need. It's just more or less an increase of the expansion of the program, and then as well as the construction that was going on in LCCM in 2017.
I certainly think that Lebanon County Christian Ministries does a swell job in administering these programs for the County of Lebanon. And so for all the years you've led this, thank you so much, and I look forward to it continuing into the future. I will make a motion to approve the request for the contract.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question or comment? If not, with that, thanks. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you, Troy.
So what is your date for transition?
So my last official day with LCCM is August 30th. And then September 1st, I'll be installed as the senior pastor at Calvary Church.
And where is that located?
That's on Pennsylvania Avenue, which is above the Royal File Company on 7th Street, if you go north 7th
Yes.
Street.
Yep.
So,
Okay. All righty, very good. Thank you, Troy.
Sure.
Good luck with your new assignment.
Thank you.
Do you have a signature page at all, or are you good to submit it the way you?
No, we can just send it to the way it is.
Okay, as long as.
Thank you.
All right, and executive session coming up at 10:30 or before, if you're ready, something. Otherwise, I don't have anything for the workshop Saturday. This is a bit of an oddity having a meeting on a Wednesday because of the holiday. It's happened for years.
We have a motion to adjourn. We stand adjourned. We did it without the sheriff's protection.